Hi students, it's time for another week of art, but let's start with Godzilla of the Week. So I'm running out of model kits to find, so I found a toy. This is Shin Godzilla. This is the latest Japanese Godzilla that came out a couple years ago, and he's different and he's cool. He's kind of scary. He's got those little scrawny Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, and he's got this really super long tail. But if you remember all those other Godzillas I show you, you can tell that he's really different. And he hasn't really been this different in a long time. Anyways, you could probably get that movie on Amazon or Google Play, but he's a weird looking Godzilla. He's got that big white eyeball. Focus. Anyways, he's pretty cool. So that's Shin Godzilla. And okay, that's it. So that's it for Godzilla of the Week. So let's get on with the art portion of the video. Hello, lower multi-age remote students. Today we're going to paint our ice cream cone, okay? And so I picked some colors to send home. So I was thinking, oh, I'll email you and ask you what colors you want. Now it's just easier. I just sent you some colors home. I probably sent you white. I'm doing this video ahead of time, by the way, parents. I'll probably send you white. It's called Cottontail, so it's like a slightly off-white. We're going to have the cone color, and it's going to say cone. So like it'll probably be like this, cone. It'll say cone. So you're going to use that for the cone. And then I will probably have like a green and a like a red. Okay, so you can just pick your colors. And you can just color it. And it's kind of limited on colors, but that's just the nature of the fact that I have to send it home. And I'll send home a brush so you can do it. Now, a couple of the ones that got sent home, they were broken. So, but don't worry about it. Just paint the two pieces, and there is a trick I'm going to try to do to glue them together. But let me do it, because there's a certain way I have to do it. I can't use any glue, and it's kind of a trick. So, it's okay if your ice cream cone is broken. Just paint it normally, and then I will try to fix it. So don't try to fix it. I will try to fix it. And then like where they broke apart, like don't try to like smooth it out. Like leave it the way it is. So then that'll help me glue it together better. Okay. So don't worry if your cone broke. I can try to fix it. For now, we're just going to paint it. Now, the most important thing about painting our cone is that you do not paint the bottom. So don't paint the bottom, leave this white. Don't paint this at all. You're only going to paint the top. You're only going to paint the top, okay? Why? If you paint the bottom, it will glue. It'll glue to the shelf in the kiln, and I'll have to chip it off. It'll break. So we only paint the top. Okay, well that's easy enough. Yeah, okay. So where are we going to start? We're going to start with painting the cone. Okay. And when you paint it, here I'll show you. You're going to dip it in here, and you're just going to paint it. You want to get in those cracks, and it's going to take 2 or 3 coats to paint this cone. It takes 2 or 3 coats to get a good color of this ceramic glaze. This is called ceramic glaze. That's the name of the paint for ceramics. Why? Because it's a glaze, because there's like little bits of glass in that paint. You can't really see it. And what happens is it can be baked in that kiln. And so the glaze becomes a real nice shiny color. It's really beautiful. It's awesome. But it's not ordinary paint. So no ordinary paint will do. Only the special ceramic glaze that I gave you. Now, when you paint your cone, you want to get in the cracks. So you can kind of push your brush in there. You can kind of paint it. And you can paint the side too. Just don't paint underneath. So watch, I'm painting the side. It looks better if you paint the side. Let's see here. Let me paint this real quick. You don't want to glob it on. If you do glob it on and you get a lot of paint on, then you might only need 2 coats. But this is going on pretty thin, as you can see. So I'm going to need 3 coats. I'll only do 2 for the demonstration though. Okay. Let's see here. I could have left this down and just painted it. That might have been easier. I'm just holding it. Whatever's easier for you, student. Now, if you mess up, let me simulate a mess up. It's like, whoops. If you get a little there, I wouldn't worry about it actually. I would just paint over it. Like when I paint my ice cream, I would just paint over it. But you could probably just wipe it off a little. Let's see. Ooh, it didn't wipe off perfectly. But if you wipe it off, you can just paint over it. As long as it's thin, you know, you're good to go. Okay, now how do you know when it's ready to paint a new coat? Well, it dries pretty quick. This glaze dries pretty quickly. In fact, here you can see it dried on the edge here, and it'll be kind of chalky. So it'll dry within a couple minutes, or a minute even. It'll dry, and then you can do another coat. So let's see. It's dry enough where I'm just gonna paint another coat. So I'm gonna kind of paint it on again. Remember, you want to get in all those cracks and crevices. If you get a little too much paint, like if you kind of glob it on, you can just kind of spread it around a little bit. You try not to glob it on, but you can kind of spread it around and paint it neatly. This looks pretty good. There's not a lot to paint. Okay. Now, technically, you can wash your brush in between different colors, but I'm just going to wipe my brush. The problem is, and it's not that big of a problem, like if you wash your brush, like let's say you have a little bit of water and you kind of clean it, you want to make sure this is really dry. You don't want water to mix with these glazes. You want these to go on pure. So like, in all honesty, I'm just going to wipe off my brush really good with a paper towel, and I'm just going to paint the next color, and it'll be fine. Like I'm not even going to use water. When I'm all finished though, yeah, you could wash it out. Like wash it out with water when you're all finished. But I'm not even going to do it because that way my colors will be pure, right? Now, I got white for vanilla. I'm going for it. Now, what about blending colors and stuff? Oh, and here's the thing. Even if you'll notice that when we put it in the kiln, the ice cream, like the clay, it's white. So you're like, oh, I don't need to paint white. I don't need to paint white on white, do I? Yes, you do. Because what happens is when I use this white, it will be shiny. It'll be glossy and it'll be beautiful. This just looks like, trust me, it'll look way better. So even if you're going to have like vanilla, you definitely want to paint the white. You want to paint white on white, and it will look really good. Trust me. So I'm going to paint this on. It's kind of hard to see. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do strawberry. Strawberry would be like 1 or 2 coats of white and then a little bit of like a red coat on top of that. And that's how you can get like a pink. I mean, I think technically you can, I'm not 100% sure, but I think technically you can mix the colors. These are a same brand of color, so it's probably safe. It's the same company that creates these colors, so they're probably safe. They have the same mix, and I could probably mix these colors. But another way, and this is a good way to do it, is I'm just going to put, remember how I said 3 coats? Well, I'm going to do 2 coats of white, and then I'll do 1 coat of red, and that red will be really transparent, and it'll be kind of like a pink. And so that's a good way to do it. Okay. Although I would have done 2. So I'm gonna let this dry. I would have painted it again, but for the sake of the video, I'm only gonna do 2 coats. But I recommend 3. Okay. Let's see. That's gonna dry for a second, and then I'm gonna do red. So we've got red and green. Green might look good for like a minty. It's more of a it's not really a minty color. It looks minty here, kind of, but it's pretty shiny. This will be, it'll look more like a sherbet. This will look more like a sherbet. So if I want to do like a sherbet, I could do like red and green. Like I could do kind of green, and then I can do some like red. I could even have some white, like spumoni. So I could do like white, you know, maybe white on the side, a little bit of red, a little bit of green, right? It's up to you, but okay. Is it dry? It's mostly dry. So let's see if this works. Let's see if my plan works. So I'm only going to do 1 of these. And I'm going to kind of spread it around. This is going to be my... I'm going for a... going for strawberry. Yeah. Okay. And you can pick whatever colors you want. You're kind of limited on what colors I gave you. Like I didn't give you a dark brown. Maybe I will just throw in a dark brown for chocolate chips. Maybe I'll throw in a different brown. The problem is we don't have a super dark brown. I'll throw one in for you. I'll throw in a dark brown. I could use the same. I could use the cone color for my chips. You know. Okay, so now I have a strawberry here, or not a strawberry, a cherry. So now on this cherry, I'm definitely going to do like 3 coats because I want this to be dark. I'm going to kind of get it on there. So that's going to be more solid. This is a little dark. I could try like a white, a thin white on top of this red when it dries. But I don't know, it looks like it'll be okay. Okay, I'm going to go dry my brush. For kicks, I'm going to use green. Should I use green? I'll use brown. I'll use brown for my chips. Okay, but that's really it. Kind of get these on there. Yeah. Remember, 2 or 3 coats. I recommend 3. I only did 2 because I didn't want to take forever for the video. So like that's 1 coat of that brown on those chips. I would let it dry for a couple minutes. I'd come back and just paint that. Remember, don't paint on the back. Keep that clear. So don't paint on the bottom. You can paint on the side. That's okay. Or if you didn't, like see how I didn't perfectly get on the side, that's okay. But that's it. That's what we're going to do. You can throw away these cups. You don't have to bring these cups back to school. You can just throw these away in the trash. And but please bring the brush back. So you can put your when this is all fully dry, you can bring this back to. You have to bring it back to school because I have to throw it. I have to put it in the kiln again to cook those. You know, to heat up those colors, and they'll be shiny and vibrant and beautiful. And then, like I said, don't worry. I'll try to fix it. So like I had one. I forgot. Was it Nathan? I don't know. But his ice cream kind of came off. I can try to fix it. So don't try to fix it yourself. Just paint it. Just you kind of put it back together and just kind of paint it. And then I forget the other one. I think a cone was broken. I can like try to fix that. So don't worry about that. I'll try to fix that as best I can. And just bring it back to school. And I'll put it in the kiln and it'll look beautiful. Now our class in school, we're starting a different project this week. But don't worry. we'll just get caught up next week. So and we'll catch up. So we won't be behind or anything. So don't worry about that. It might only take us 2 weeks to do it at home, and it might take 3 weeks for in class to do it. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's it. I hope you had fun painting your ice cream. Bring it back to school, and have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.